Hello, so today we're going to go over Unit 3, Lesson 10, Comparing Proportional Relationships. So the first example here we have relationship B has a lesser rate than relationship A. The graph represents relationship A and we want to know which equation could represent relationship B. So remember that we want to find, when they're talking about here about relationship having a lesser rate, that means it's going to have a smaller slope than relationship A, so what's shown here. So before we even do any calculations, I can quickly go through here and go, okay, this is 4x, so this is 4 over 1. This here is y equals 4x, so I can really go, okay, so it's rise over run, so I go up 4 over 1, up another 4 over 1. Nope, that's going to have a greater rate than relationship A. But if I look at B, which is just y is equal to x, so that's like a slope of 1 over 1. So if I go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. It's going to be on this side, so it's going to have a lesser rate, so B is one of our answers. And if you look at C, we're going up 3 over 2. So we go up 3 over 2, up another 3, up and over 2. It's still going to be on this side, so it's going to be a lesser rate. And let's look at D. So y is equal to 5x, so we go up 5 over 1, and that's going to be on this side of the line, so this will be a greater rate. So the only ones that have a lesser rate is C and B, so those are going to be our answers. So this one here says relationship A has a greater rate than relationship B. The table represents relationship B, so which equation could represent relationship A? So here, if I try to put this into per hour, I can take 30.4 and divide it by 2, so that gives me 15.2. Just the same, if we take the 60.8 and divide that by 4, it's also going to give us 15.2. So our slope is going to be 15.2. So we want to know which equation could represent relationship A, which is greater than B. So we're looking for equations that has a slope greater than 15.2. So the only ones here that are greater than 15.2 is C and D, because B is equal to 15.2, but remember A is greater than, so it has to be above that. So we're looking at 15.4 and 16.2. Alright, so this one here states that relationship B has a lesser rate than relationship A, and the graph shows relationship A, and they want to know which table is possibly relationship B. So we can find out the slope of the line there. So rise over run. So here we're going up 1, 2, 3, going over 2. So we're looking for a slope that is less than 3 over 2. So we're looking for a slope that is less than 1.5. So we look at A, and we take 2.25 and divide it by 3. That gives us 0.75. We take and look at B, we take 4.8 and divide that by 3. That gives us 1.6. If we take and look at C and go 5.4 and divide that by 3, that gives us 1.8. So we went through and we found each of those, and we want to know which one is less than 1.5, and the only one that's less than 1.5 is A, so only A could possibly be the graph that represents relationship B. Okay, so the next one here, we know that Don and Jacob want to know who reads more pages per hour. So Don kept track of his pages by a graph and Jacob in a table. So we want to know who has the fastest rate. So if we look at Don's, we can calculate out how much he reads per hour. So we can take a nice number here. So let's take 72 and divide that by 4, which gives us 18. Just the same if we take 27 and divide that by 1.5. So all this, if you take the y and divide it by the x, will give you the rate or the slope of the line. So it would be 18 pages per hour. So for every hour, he goes up 18 pages. So Jacob here, we take the pages he read and divide it by how much he read it by. So we can take 42 and divide it by 2, and that gets 21. So Don reads 18 pages per hour, whereas Jacob reads 21. So Jacob has the faster rate. Alright, so let's move on to the next one here. It says the equation y equals 14x represents the number of pages printer A can print over time, where y is the number of pages and x is time in minutes. The table shows the number of pages printer B can print over time. So how many pages does each printer print per minute, and which printer prints the fastest rate? So if you look at the equation of y equals 14x, if you put x as 1 for 1 minute, you get that printer A can print 14 pages per minute. If you look at the table, if you take 48 and divide that by 3, gives it 48 pages in 3 minutes, you get that printer B can print 16 pages per minute. So printer B is the faster of the two. Alright, if you have any other questions or need any other help working through problems like this, please let your homeroom teacher know. Thank you.